All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I had a nice little cute watch list for you. I was getting ready, I was doing everything, and we were going to talk about Nvidia earnings and the lack of data and the back and forth, and I was going to remind you about all the things you already know about, and then out of nowhere, we get a headline, and it's still very murky as of right now. And the headline is that judges have blocked Donald Trump's tariffs. This is not a joke. This is real. It actually relates to something I've told you guys in the past. We're going to go over that. But long story short, a U.S. federal trade court, 3 judges, it was a panel, they ruled that Trump's emergency powers, the use of them to enact the tariffs, they deemed that unconstitutional and illegal, and pretty much said everything that happened on Liberation Day, Trump is not allowed to raise tariffs like that. So futures are ripping right now, and it really does change the dynamic because everybody was reacting to earnings. We were going over all of that, and now here we are with all of this stuff. So Chatadonia, it is very wild. We're going to get more details and we're going to hear about it. But like I'm saying, it's still kind of murky because we don't know what Trump is going to say, his response, the back and forth, the challenges, and that's what I'm going to go over. So we'll see where the futures are and where we end up. But yo, Chad, this is absolutely crazy. I hope you realize that. But good evening. We're going to talk about it. The bonds, the yields are already going higher because this is reducing the safe haven bid. But good evening, baby. What up, Oz? What up, Joshua? Mr. Owens, Rudline, Thebe, Malcolm King, Tim Whitman, baby. Good evening. How you doing? I hope you guys are feeling good. What up, El Damonte? What up, Mario? Brian? Oh, yeah, we got to wake him up a little bit. Serge, Guido, Flores, Connor. Oh, you guys are sleepy. Are you sleepy today? Oh, yeah, we got to wake him up. What up, Jonathan and Jack? Am I your president still? I like your soldier. I tell you, stupid judges. They're getting rid of my beautiful tariffs. They can't do that. Did you vote for them? I know Judge Judy, and I know Uncle Phil. That's the only judges I know. Who are these guys? Unelected. So, Chatadonia, we have a lot to go over, but I'll tell you, I don't know if you remember on one of the past watch lists, it was a couple of weeks ago, and I was laughing. I'm on a different computer right now, so I got to go get my archives a little later, but do you guys remember when I was showing you that flow chart of all of the executive orders, and then which ones got blocked and which ones didn't? And we were laughing that all of our problems were because of tariffs. And I was showing you, and I was like, ironically enough, that was the one that the courts allowed. Does that ring a bell? This was right after the 100 days when we were going over this. So it's funny because this is something we kind of knew about, but I guess I'll just get right into it, man. Right off of the bat, your first key. You could add this to the list of unexpected things this year, man. This was absolutely insane. It really did blow up everything today because there's a lot going on. And I'll tell you, right off the bat, the reaction is good. Why? Because if you're not understanding, and this is where it's kind of uncertain because by the sound of it, it's pretty much saying that all of the Trump tariffs from China aren't in place anymore. So obviously some people are paying duties on them now, but there's going to be now a weird period of like, wait, is there a tariff or not? Does this affect the Pinduoduos, the Temus, the China goods? What's really going to happen here? So it's good because now that means you're back to an environment with very low tariffs, right? That's the first part. But now there's a lot more uncertainty still. Yeah, exactly. What about the 90-day pause? So we were already having a lot of uncertainty around whether or not there would be a pause, what deal we will get out of China, all of these things, right? Yeah, now you don't even know if we're allowed to legally negotiate about that. So now you have to first deal with the uncertainty of what deals, how much, how they're going to get implemented. And now you don't even know if they can implement it or not. And then that's not to mention, why the hell are there judges that are determining everything, and then that leads down its own little rabbit hole, because this is pretty wild. Again, this is an emergency action used by the president. Let me put it this way. How come no court, not one court, stopped any emergency action during... Yeah. Anyways, but point is, this is very wild, and like I'm telling you, the market's taking it well, and it's good on some aspects, because literally, if you take this to its end, and if it does block things, this means there could be a period of literally no tariffs, or back to post pre-Trump, back to Biden era of tariffs for a little bit. But now the uncertainty is that this is going to add more back and forth. Wait till Trump hits you with a follow-up. You guys, I'm going to put it this way. In the same respect that when the tariffs came out, we were like, yo, this is a bomb. This is kind of a reverse bomb. I don't know. It's still a bomb, but I don't know if it's a negative impact just yet. But the whole point is, this is very unexpected. Do you guys understand that? So I'm surprised the futures aren't taking it well. I'll explain it when I get to some of the plays here. But yeah, this was a very big deal. And like I said, we still are going to get more details. And there is still going to be a lot of response. But nobody was expecting this on the list of things that were going to happen. Not to mention this week, we didn't really have much. And we're entering this weird summer period, or getting into that the first half. But now, one thing that we were really debating, it just got a court roadblock. And then, yeah, what is this going to lead to? So this is big. This is unexpected. I'm sure you're going to hear about this nonstop moving forward, but that is key number one. Then key number two, Nvidia. That's what we were going to talk about, and the earnings weren't that bad. I honestly think they weren't bad at all. I didn't like the current quarter. I said I leaned bearish on it, but the guidance was solid, even with the China stuff, and pretty much it doesn't matter now. We have bigger fish to fry. The general vibe and momentum leading into this week, we were getting back above those levels. We were getting back up after the EU freakout. Nvidia earnings, was it bad? No. Was it good for LeBron? That's where you could start to argue, but guidance was pretty solid with all things considered. If that was already good enough to hold the market, yeah, now we're saying no tariffs. Like we were talking about, one big thing on Nvidia today is that they guided to a level, and their guidance, they said it includes like a $8 billion charge off or guide down because of the the export ban. So yeah, think about that. Without that $8 billion, Nvidia's guide would have been higher than the highest analyst estimate. And now you just had that earnings, and then after the bell, now we have no tariffs. So yeah, that's pretty good. So the vibe was already good to begin with. Now let's see if we have a panicky to the upside. But once again, bigger fish to fry. And I think what just happened here with the blocking of tariffs and now the road it leads us down, that's probably going to be more important. So that is key number two. And then finally, I don't know if I should tell you this yet. Are you ready for this? Are you guys ready for key number three? Because guess what? This is a good time to talk about it, because you've seen a lot literally, bro. Right when you think you're done with one thing, the next thing comes up. Right when everybody's certain that Trump isn't going to talk about trade, he brings up trade again. Right when you start to get worried, this news, like I even said it, I made a joke. I'm like, bro, look at the futures. How the liberals are underpositioned. And now this is hugely bullish, caused by the damn liberals blocking it. How is this going to work out, bro? So I don't know if y'all ready for this one, but I think it's a good time to talk about it, because we are halfway done with the year almost. So here it is, boys. Are you ready? Where's my water at? So God bless Chattadonia. Here's the deal, baby. Dude, there is a huge divergence right now. Main Street, Wall Street, any type of investor, small business, big business, I'm telling you right now, you know it, you see it, you feel it. The divergence right now is massive. Okay? It is either we go a lot higher or we drop a lot lower. Either we get our golden age or you're going to run out of everything and life is going to be terrible. So, yeah, bro, this is the call of the year. Do you understand? And I'm not telling you I'm going to give you a play. I'm not telling you, no, I need you to understand how you call this year. This is going to be the make it or break it for most people on Wall Street. Do you understand that? So professionals, non-professionals, that's it. If you go too heavy on either side, if you're wrong, you're going to get punished. If you're right, you're going to get rewarded. That's it. The only real problem is it's been 6 months right now, and a majority of people, go look at the index, are barely breaking even right now. So that's the downside, because a lot of people wasted 6 months to go nowhere. That's why you better make sure you got yield and, like we talked about, have a strategy that could withstand. But do you understand? Look at the market. Look at the underpositioning, all this back and forth. That's all it is. When it's all said and done, you're going to look back at this moment. You will come back a year from now. You're going to look back at this moment, and depending on how you viewed this call, whether it's like, yeah, we go a lot higher or we go a lot lower, that's probably going to be the make it or break it of your performance and how you're positioned. So this is what everyone's waiting on. The ones who call it too early, if they're wrong, they get chewed up. If they're right, they're going to get heavily rewarded. Until then, the job is to make sure you're on the right side of this. That's all. And again, I think the long term will win. Like I told you, for now, we have a lead. Our strategy even pays us anywhere from 3 to 7% to sit there. So you're going to still get a return on that. But you got to start thinking about that. And that's why we're saying be careful of the certainty. But look at this back and forth. Look at how people are going. This is why it's wild, because stock prices are high, but a lot of other things are saying things aren't going to be that good. This is what I mean. There's a big divergence. One side of the market, one side of pricing is saying one thing, and another side is expecting and saying the other. So whoever's right, that's going to be the make it or break it. But yeah, this is what we're dealing with. So long term, baby, but that's why we're kind of approaching it how we are. And, you know, we've been going back and forth for half a year. Not much has changed. That's why we just got to wait for the right developments. But even after a day like today, and I mean, this last couple of weeks, you just got a whole nother set of unexpected. So welcome to the final week of the month. But on that note, let us get into the plays. So right off the bat, we'll come back to what happened. We'll even look at the futures a little bit, but it all depends on how tomorrow opens up, whether or not we hold this, whether or not the judges blocking it actually has follow through. But yeah, Baba, China plays, bro. Any China play. We made China plays today. I saw them moving, and I threw out these small plays how I always do, but those ones are going to hit tomorrow. But if we get follow through, if there really is any, you got to think about it. This is a court-induced delay on China tariffs. So whether the court blocks it completely and it never happens, at minimum, this is a court-induced tariff delay. This is just a speed bump, or it's actually going to be a block. Hopefully that makes sense. So that being said, I think that's going to be a bullish opportunity for China plays. They were already showing a hint of it today. I thought they were all going to be pump fakes, but now those might end up paying. So watch out for that tomorrow, but you are going to need the follow through from everything that's gone on so far. So that is play number one. Watch out for that. And then now, are you ready for this? This is what I'm saying. I think today was I don't know if you're ready for this one. I don't have any plays. I think I have an old option on it that's down, one with time. And then I have it in the long term. But yeah, bro. Dude, Nike. I think it could move 10% tomorrow. So at best case scenario, you tell me this is a blocking of tariffs and we go back to normal. That's what it is literally saying. I think Nike can move 10% in a day. Yes. You know, if this is at best case a full walk back, like I said, at minimum, it's just a delay. I think Nike, Lulu, the ones with the Vietnam exposure, all of that, some of them could go. But remember, the Nike went down 9%, 8% in a day, then went down 5% the next day. So again, watch even then for like the China ones, watch Pinduoduo. They were the one that was directly affected on that one as well. Yeah, 100%. So even Nike, like I'm saying, bro, I think they can, I think they could have a huge day if everybody's optimistic and you take this at what it is, that's going to be the positive. So I'm going to be watching out for that. And I'll tell you, listen tomorrow morning. Here's the deal with Nike and the next play I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you stuff now, but you have to listen and lock in tomorrow. Okay? Tomorrow, what I'm going to do on the call-outs, I will tell you what not to go to. I'm not going to tell you what play, but you're going to hear me. You're going to have to listen and assume when, and I will tell you strike prices that I think are off limits. Again, the best way to go to heaven is avoid hell. I could tell you where hell is at. So you're going to have to find your own vehicle and make your own little prayer. But the whole point is we'll see what opportunities they are. And like I'm saying now, that leads into the next play, Nvidia. I'm ready for this one, lag. So this is why I said what I said, because I'm going to be watching the morning trade tomorrow. Usually Nvidia earnings, good or bad, stock starts moving in one direction. This thing is like bloated for some reason. There's a good opportunity the contracts will lag. So like I said, I'll tell you which names or which strike prices are too far out the money, but I'm going to go look for one of those morning trades tomorrow, see if we get a continuation. And like I'm saying, before we had the news today, I was telling you, the guidance was fire. It was good assuming the write down, but if anything positive happened with China, that would be a tailwind instead of a headwind for Nvidia, and that literally just happened. So we'll see how it all plays out. But other than that, I'll be calling out some of these tomorrow, or you're going to not really calling them out. I'll just tell you which strike prices I don't like. And then from there, just think in the morning. And then we'll see where it takes us. But other than that, Chad, that is all that I have. I don't know. Yeah, if YouTube notified you late, no worries. The big news is that literally a federal trade court, they deemed that the Trump tariffs are illegal. So yeah, futures are up about 1.5% right now, and you already had an Nvidia earnings that wasn't too bad. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, this just blew up everything. So at minimum, if you guys are just getting here, and you can watch back, but I was just explaining it. I want you to understand the gravity of the situation. It's a big deal. It's still murky. There's not full details. You're going to hear what Trump says. And, in a weird way, this could end up being a dud. But at face value now, given how important the topic is and how how much market turmoil it caused, I think this is a bomb in reverse. But this is a huge event. And that's why, again, we are up how we are. And now we'll see how everything is. Nike's already up 4. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it could go up 10%. It dropped 10%. That's the thing. So I know 10% in one day is a ridiculous thing to assume, but you know what I'm saying? Especially on a company as big as Nike. But like, dude, they literally got roiled during all of this. Even in like 1 week, bro, this stock lost like 30%. So, and it was all on this. So that's why I'm like, yeah, man, I think that's gonna have its own little effect. But you need follow through on all of this. That's what we were talking about for any of these plays. China, Baba, again, Nike directly affected. Pinduoduo. I got a play on Pinduoduo, and I have a play on Baba already. But again, I bought these for other reasons today, and because it was already like kind of showing hints. So we just got lucky on the positioning. But other than that, you got to make sure we have follow-up. We'll see how everyone takes this. Trump's going to pour cold water on it. But my real question is this going to be, at minimum, a trade delay? Or can this lead to an actual stopping of tariffs and reverting trade policy back to what we had the last couple of years, man? It's kind of wild. So, yeah, that's what we got. But I love you, and shout out to long term, because this just makes your long term even better. So imagine, we were already at all-time highs. So if this is good for everybody, I don't think we're going to underperform. I think we're going to benefit greatly, because we did have some names that got clapped due to some of the tariff exposure. So yeah, man. Any questions though? Other than that, I'm done with what I got to say. I wanted to see futures though. That's why I started early. I thought we would get more drama, but like honestly, futures are taking it pretty well, but they might want to break the 6,000. That might be the issue. There's just a lot of resistance here. Remember, this level is crazy, but now you're hitting the level, but now you have a insane ass catalyst of literally a potential literal stoppage of all tariffs, which is nuts. So yeah, make volatility great again. Oh yeah, baby. This one, again, this is a reverse bomb. So amen. Like we said, when Trump came out, I was like, dude, that's surprising. That's a big deal. This coming out how it is, this is also the reverse, but this situation is fluid. Do you all understand that? Do you all get that? This is historical, and a lot more is going to happen, but this is a very fluid situation. That means that this could be nothing tomorrow. This could still end. There could be so many more changes that occur out of this. This is not finalized. We have no idea what this is going to lead to. That's why I'm saying at face value, though, it's a big starting bet. Just like when we saw the tariffs and we're like, yo, bro, that's 100%. That is crazy. So, yeah, that's why I'm like, this is a large one, and we'll see where that plays out. UNH in 3 months, I think it's going to be very choppy. But I think it's high risk, high reward. I've been scalping UNH a lot, believe it or not. I like scalping it, but I would not try to be certain, and quite frankly, with a company with that much risk to reward, I think you don't want to box yourself into any sort of timeline. I think CoreWeave is going to kill it tomorrow. All things considered, if we have the RIP, Nvidia earnings, it's already up after hours, yeah. I think it's going to get some juice. I wish I didn't grab any plays. I got an SMCI one. I like those. So I did an SMCI as a pre-run up. We got Nvidia. You guys love that one, huh? You love our little $2 stock. But yeah, ARM killed it today earlier too. But it was a double whammy, bro. You got good Nvidia earnings, or Nvidia was holding up regardless, and then now you have this. So it's a wicked 1-2 punch right now. So we'll see. Futures are breaking out now, 5998. So with all this being said, again, this all came out. You guys realize, yeah, this all came out within the last hour and 45 minutes. All of this, the trade getting halted, the trade court halting it, all the way down to this move. So this is only 2 hours in, bro. This is fresh. China is not, I don't even think China's open. China opens in 12 minutes. So now you got to even have China open, then Asia's going to open, then you're going to have Europe, and the middle of the night. Oh, dog, y'all don't feel me, bro. Y'all don't feel. Oh, man. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But either way, long term. Long term, baby. Long term. That's all I want. Oh, yeah, Tesla. Dude, and Elon put out a tweet like he was graduating. He put out a tweet. It's an honor to serve you. It's a great time saving money and ridding the government of waste and fraud, but I have to go now. And I gotta get back to cyber taxes because Josh used the Waymo, and Josh liked the Waymo, so I gotta get back to that. And unfortunately, the government still doesn't vote it. So even though I'm a weird billionaire, government's still weird for not approving all of my spending cuts, even though they say they're Republican and they are devoted to eliminating government waste and fraud. They did not. So I gotta go back to Tesla and maybe a rocket ship, and thank you. So yeah, that's what he did. So yeah, look at it. It's ripping. Tesla's up after hours. Nike's gonna go up 10%. Oh yeah, and the Optimus. I can't wait for Optimus. Yeah, cock. Yeah, is that what you say? Yeah, call me Cackius Maximus. Yeah, White House to appeal court's decision. That's what I'm saying, though. We're gonna play that back and forth, find out what happens, but what happens during the appeal? So does this pause the tariffs? Do they still get enacted? That's gonna be that's gonna be the craziest part about this. What do we do from here? That's why I'm saying this sounds good in theory, but this does really bring a lot more uncertainty. That's why I'm like, this isn't good when it's all said and done, because yeah, it's like, all right, no tariffs, maybe it stops one of the big things we were worried about. But like, dude, this now you just added a whole nother variable to all of this BS that we still couldn't figure out. We were already trying to figure out when's this deal, how are they going to do this, how are they going to do that, when's it going to come into play, are we even going to do the deal, it's a pause, and then this and that. So now think about it. It's like a combination, you know? It's like a combination of like trying to figure out a combo code with 3 numbers. That's what we already had to deal with. This now throws in a 4th number. So now there's a whole nother set of combinations with the court getting involved. And like I told you, the irony is after the 100 days, I was laughing and I showed you guys that chart because ironically enough, in the beginning, the only thing that the courts really allowed was the tariffs to begin with. And now, all of a sudden, they're walking back on it. So, and that was after all of this drama with EU over the weekend. Oh yeah, don't get me started. The presidency is becoming a useful monarchy. Well, that's the other side where this gets crazy because it shouldn't be like this. And now people might get mad. And now what's going to happen? What is Trump going to do? What are the judges going to do? Are we going to have a constitutional crisis on our hands? You know, yeah, there's going to be a lot. Yeah, Estee Lauder can react to China. The ones directly affected, the ones that got beaten down the most are probably going to be the ones that will directly benefit from all of this. That's it. Who runs the world? Jesus. For 200. Unpopular answers for 400. What will crash this entire financial system? Bitcoin. Oh, okay. Unpopular financial answers for 600. What's the easiest way to lose money in crypto? Oh, DeFi. Okay, good. For some unpopular truth for financial answers for 800. Oh, no more. Okay. But yeah, we'll see. Oh, more velocity. I think this might even be a little bit of panic to the upside. So we're gonna have to see how it all plays out. But other than that, man, it was absolutely wild. But I don't know how it's gonna follow through. Like I'm saying, this appeal process, what gets involved with it, is it actual a pausing of trade or not? That's what we gotta see. So we'll find out. We will find out. I have played RuneScape. I love RuneScape, actually. I'm a big fan of RuneScape. Boom. They creating exit liquidity? No. This is, like I'm saying, this is a really big deal. I don't understand. It makes no sense. Because literally, it's like, why? Like, liberals were literally underpositioned. So I don't know what they thought was going to happen, but I think they wanted to try to neuter Trump, like, political power-wise, but all this is going to do is rip stocks. Again, until people are like, wait, we're confused again. Wait, now we have even more things that we don't know what to expect. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. Jagex is the Fed. Shout out RuneScape, bro. RuneScape has good economic lessons. It does. But RuneScape places a high value on commodities. I mean, I guess during that time it makes sense, but don't get me started. You are living in history. Everything is going to rip faces. It already is. So, like I'm telling you guys, weirdly enough, this is all really fresh. This is all within 2 hours, man. And literally you're hitting a new high now. SPY futures are above 6,000, up by 1.6. I think NASDAQ's up too. Yeah, NASDAQ futures above 21,000 now and above 2%. So, yeah, this is already crazy. Well, I'm glad, bro. We just got bailed out on every single China play. So that's nice. Oh, wait, I thought I had this screen up for you guys. And yeah, look, The Wire, you got some stuff coming out now, too. Bank of Canada. Oh, there's one more, too. Oh, but keep an eye on this. One of those quotes came in there on the White House stuff. But remember, China's not even open, you guys. You guys know that, right? China's about to open in a couple of other countries. And then middle of the night, dude, you got to go through everybody else. So this is crazy. We're going to find out, but don't get your hopes up. Head on a swivel. There might not be the same follow through. I don't know if all the negotiations restart. This is a joke. That's what I'm saying, though. This is a lot of confusion now. For the first part of this is going to be bullish, but if there isn't like an easy answer, oh, dude, this just got so much more confusing. You have no idea. Yeah, Tesla's benefiting off of it, but then also, too, Elon made a tweet kind of, giving his farewell to Doge and stepping down from all of that stuff, which, again, a lot of people have been hoping for that. But yeah, like I'm saying, though, it kind of is a clearing event, but I think it's a panic event. I think it's panic to the upside. Because I'm telling you, people who don't even disagree with Trump, this doesn't make sense. Like I'm saying, the liberals are underpositioned. Everybody was underpositioned. And now these judges just fucking, it's like I'm saying, temporary block or permanent block, either way, out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, you just threw a gigantic trade tariff speed bump in the middle of everything. Right when you thought you knew something. Do you understand that, right? That's what I'm saying. It's either temporary or permanent, but out of nowhere. No indication. This is in a weird, that's what I'm saying. Just like when I realized right when it came out, when Donald Trump was like 150% tariffs. You remember that? And we were like, yo, dude, that's a bomb. That's big. Yeah, same thing in this capacity, because it's just like, wait a minute. This is absolutely massive because nobody saw this coming. In a weird way, they just engineered another pause on tariffs. But now this time, it wasn't Trump playing the game. That's the funny part. That's the confusing part. Do you get it? Oh, I hope y'all feel me. Do you see why this is weird? Because this time, it's not Trump initiating it. So every other tariff pause was initiated by Trump. Now this time, you either have a temporary or a permanent one with all this judicial blocking process. But like I'm telling you, out of nowhere now, he didn't initiate this one. So what do you mean we're either going to get a temporary or slow one? I don't know if it was a lower court, but I know it was a federal court. So I know it has some weight, and it was a panel of 3 judges, but there is still an appeals process, and it has to go through, it could definitely be escalated. But at the end of the day, it's absolutely surprising. And that's what I'm saying, that at the very least, we're going to move around and whatever you want to, that's why I'm calling it a panic. It just panicked to the upside, but this came out of fucking left field, dude. And like I'm telling you, you just had a liberal initiated tariff pause. So I don't know why they wanted that, because now this just helps everybody. But then again, these were the same people just saying 9% inflation is going to happen and sell your 401k. So this is very odd. But that's why I'm saying don't sleep on it. Don't fade it. This is a big event. This is right away. Not expected at all. And now you have a whole new narrative that we never saw coming. That's what I'm saying. Not up until this day. I brought up judges a month ago. At the end of the 100 days, go back to the watch list if one of you wants to find it. I think I should find it. But literally, that was the last time I showed you guys the courts. Because after the 100 days, I showed you the chart of all of the things they blocked. And ironically, the only thing they allowed was the tariffs. So now this out of nowhere, I don't think this was priced in at all. I don't think anybody saw this one coming. So we're going to have to figure this out. But, it's going to be volatile. Don't be deceived. I don't know if it's just bullish. I just think now it's going to be a lot more juggling. And now you have a whole new narrative to follow that did not exist prior. So, yeah. Pretty crazy, bro. Pretty crazy. Good afternoon. Mr. Fahad. Congratulations on the purchase, baby. Woo! There was no word. Well, I mean, I bought Pinduoduo and Baba today. I bought both of those plays. So you would think I knew, but I got lucky. I only bought it because we saw random ass movements during the day on both of those names. That's it. I just saw China randomly leading, and I made 2 China plays today. That's it. Other than that, I don't think anybody saw that. There's no way you saw this coming. Somebody might have knew, and maybe that's why we saw those pops today, but yeah, bro, this came out of nowhere. GG, please. GG. But yeah, any other questions? I need to go to the bathroom, actually. Bad timing here on the watch list, but, you know, we are watching futures. So, let us see. Yeah, volume was even low. I was saying that all day today. I was like, even though we had that little gap move and then moved, like, a lot of individual volume was actually surprisingly low. But I can't believe it, bro. I can't believe it. This came out of nowhere. And I don't think everybody agrees with this. Like I'm saying, like, is there any liberals here that survived? Any like hardcore liberals that survived the wrath of Yosh 2025? Is there any liberals remaining in the chat? Because, like, isn't it confusing for you guys too? And I'm not asking, I don't mean this negatively. I mean this, like, genuinely. Because I'm sure liberals disagree with this. Because why would you want to help Trump? Like, straight up. Why would they do this? I don't think all the liberals agreed with this. Because why would you go and cancel the one thing that was letting Donald Trump cause? And maybe that's why, but if anything now, it's going to just lead to a whole different set of reactions, and it kind of, like I said, helped Trump. It's kind of weird. It hurts our negotiating outcome. It helps Americans. Again, the first thing my girlfriend asked, she was like, does that mean I could buy stuff on Temu now? And I was like, you need help. And then I threw a bottle of holy water at her. I just emptied the bottle and I threw the bottle, but still, I said, oh my gosh. You don't see how this helps Trump? Well, it hurts his negotiating power, but now this just literally reversed the whole entire economy is negative. Like, actually, though. That's why. That's why I'm like, why? So now, what was bad about Trump? So you mean to tell me this guy is just going to give everybody a tax cut, deregulate, and he can't even tariff anybody? What the fuck? What do you mean? How does this not help Trump? The one thing you could have responded, be like, well, he's tariffing us to the 1800s. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, well, he can't even do his little taco or the chicken thing. You see what I'm saying? He's not even, all he could do is bullish shit. That's all he could do now, is just bullish shit. That's it. So, yeah. I don't know. That's why I'm like, this is so surprising. But I got a long term. I love it. I love it. May 3rd watch list was the date that showed it. No way. So we talked about that this month. I guess May 3rd was around the 100 days. Let's see. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Oh, I think it's this one. Oh, I have April 30th. You said what? What day? May 3rd? Where is it? Oh, I think it was the one that I got banned on. Or one of them I got deleted. I don't know why, because I don't see it. Unless it's on the other one. Or is it on the other channel? Because I wanted that chart. It's on my other computer. I remember showing it to you guys, but that was amazing. Let's see. Check email. I don't see, Habibi. I wait. I don't see no email from you. I check. No, where is it? I check spam. Habibi, no email. I don't see the email. Powell's response will be. But that's what I'm saying. What does this do for Powell now? Trade deals. It'll piss off Trump for sure, but that's what I'm saying. I think Trump is going to get mad. It's going to hurt his negotiating posture. It's kind of embarrassing. Because, like, what the fuck is he going to do now if you have to deal with the courts? But other than that, now it's just like I'm saying, market-wise, economy-wise, theoretically, you're going back to Biden's economy. But like I'm saying, if they stop all these tariffs, what is bad then? It doesn't. That's why we're up. But it's kind of nuts to think about. That changes a lot of the landscape that we were looking at economically. Again, all the models, even the spending. Damn it! Like now that wait a minute. So what happens with the fucking budget and the deal? Like think about all that shit. You see what I'm saying? Because no. Because I was Oh, that's the answer. Ah! No, that's the answer. That's the end. Look at it. I'm just talking out loud. Yeah, bro. No, that's the fucking answer. Oh, dude. Bro, do you guys remember the other day? I was showing you guys the fucking budget screenshot. And I was telling you how Moody's, for some odd reason, Moody's was estimating this like really, really bad number on debt to GDP. You guys remember that? And I was like, well, actually, if you take the real calculation and count the tariffs, you get a real number. Yeah, that was the snitch. Moody's knew. Yeah, Moody's knew about it. That's why they downgraded. Because they knew homeboy was pushing this fucking bill, and now the judges are going to block his ability to slash that 2% of that deficit. That's the fucking calculation. That's the difference between 6% and 8%, or a ridiculous estimate, or something more in line with the last decade. Ta-da! Yeah, they knew. That's the answer. It makes sense. Because now, if he literally cannot generate money through tariffs, then yeah, now some of those estimates, if it's the same budget bill, some of those estimates now, yeah, you are running at 8% debt to GDP. That's crazy. So yeah, that was the snitch. Crazy, bro. Oh, there it is. All right, we got it. Thank you, Mango. There it is. Oh, yeah, this was from the other watch list. Here, let me save it. We're going to probably have to bring this one up again. But yeah, remember this? I showed this on the watch list. This is the chart I was laughing at. Because I was telling you guys after the 100 days. And I was like, ironically enough, you had the personnel deferred allowed. And then where was the tariff one? Yeah, tariff authority. That was the only one temporarily allowed besides the other deferments. All of these decision pending, blocked, or fully blocked. Absolutely crazy. So I showed you this at the beginning of the month and we laughed at it. And now this one temporarily allowed has now gone to the red. And that's why we're up. Ta-da! I think Nvidia earnings are already good. So it just adds it makes Nvidia earnings better. Assuming now there will be less tariffs and fees coming out of there. Because again, they got hit because of China. So yeah, absolutely crazy. YouTube lagging like crazy after Moody's. Well, yeah. I can't believe it. They knew, bro. That's why they were estimating not. I even told you, I was like, dude, where are they getting this number from? I was like, why are they assuming such a high debt to GDP? Why were they leaving out so many things? That wick is fake, but futures are coming down a little bit. So again, I think China has already opened up. I don't know how they're performing, but yeah, you're going to start getting Asia and Europe pretty soon. So get ready for that. We don't know what's going to happen. That's why I'm saying this is a big deal. It shakes up a lot of things, but it's very fluid. We don't know who we could tariff, who we can't now, if it's a temporary block, permanent. Do people still get tariffed while they work it out in court? Do they not? Does the tariffs remain intact until they get a ruling? They're going to appeal, and then, yeah. So that's why I'm saying, for now, this changes a lot of things. Be ready for that tomorrow. And just understand that this is a very fluid situation, and yeah, it's still developing, and we haven't fully heard from Trump and everybody else yet. And then Nintendo to launch Pokemon Legends on October 16th for any Pokemon fans out there. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, that's going to be great for Sweet Greens. That sucks, though, man. Sweet Greens was just coming down to a price we could have bought it at. Hit $12 yesterday. I want it at 9 still. And now it's at 14. Everything's still ripping after the bell. So, yeah, any of these should do good. Is Boeing up? Yeah, what does that do to Boeing? Boeing was already up and benefiting off of everything else. UK may regret striking that trade deal, right? Anybody now, because anybody who signed a deal, they didn't have to. See, but that's what I'm saying. What happens now if all of these deals get walked back? That's a lot of bad news. Dude, this is terrible. But then again, it's good news to be back to normal. I don't know what's happening. Why did you do this, liberals? Why did you do this? I thought you hated it. Are you helping him? What's happening? Why? I don't even know if it's so. What the fuck? Why? So, yeah, man. And Donald. Do you have, what is return policy, Donald? Donald, I thought, Donald, come on, Donald. Donald, you can't even tariff me no more. Donald, come on. 90-day return, 30-day. It's been 2 weeks, Donald. Give me. I give you half back. Give me half back, Donald. Donald. You keep airplane, we give everything else. Donald. What? And then China cutting rates? Oh no, that was the old video. I'm like, what? What am I? I'm tripping. Oh, I was like, this is about to get crazier. No, I'm still looking at the other old one. But yeah, this is still a lot of uncertainty. Donald. Donald Trump can appeal it. Like I'm saying, he's going to appeal it. I don't think he's going to be like, damn, they got me. They tried to shoot me. They tried to put me in jail, but they got me. Yeah, okay, you in. And I'll get him next time. On to the next one. I don't think he's going to do that. So he's definitely going to appeal. But other than that, I think the main question is, do the tariffs get enacted or paused during the judicial battle? That is the money ball right there. That determines everything. And that we don't know. And that, I think, will be the big one. So, yeah, we'll see. He's going to talk. Well, this just heightened the issue now. If you thought that it was already bad what some of the judges were kind of doing and people were getting mad about all of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But now this is like, yeah. But then again, you knew about this from the beginning. Like I told you, the funniest part is that they allowed him to do this in the beginning. Everything else, they said, no, you can't do that. No, block. And ironically, the thing that brought the market down 20%, the judges were like, yeah, we'll let you do it. And now that he is on the back end, now they're like, no, you can't do it? That's crazy. Crazy work, bro. Crazy work. It is. It is a slap in the face to Trump. I think it's embarrassing. That's it for everybody. It's one of those. It's worse. It's just now, wait, what do you mean? Now it's just like now we got to go into the negotiation. It's like going into the negotiation and you're arguing with your business partner. He's like, what do you mean, bro? He's like, you can't even tariff. I was like, what do you mean I can't tariff? No, you can't. What do you mean? So then, yeah, and then now it's like, what is this, bro? Yeah, in 2 months of actions, all the trade deals, all of everything, bro. It's terrible. Terrible. So, yeah, like I'm saying, this is big. This is not something minor. And we'll see where it leads us from there. So, Chatadonia, on that note, have a good night, okay? Sleep well, because we're going to open up, and what the open brings will be completely different. So I hope you're ready for it, baby. So God bless you. You're going to want to be there tomorrow. Oh, yeah, you're going to want to be there, baby. So I will see you in the morning. Thank you for your time. God bless America. Thank you to the veterans. Have a wonderful evening, and finger to the sky, baby. To God be the glory. You guys are all blessed. You know that? You are all blessed, and there's no finish line. Once you understand that, your consistency, you'll be unstoppable, brother. To God be the glory, and hard on.